Hello and welcome to the Jamie and Stephen Show. Let's talk movies, music and magic. This week we're talking about Mulan. However, we're going to do something a little bit different this week, aren't we?
Yeah, we're changing it up.
We're changing it up, we're mixing it up.
Yeah, but only because you haven't watched this properly ever.
So just in case no one's really been listening to our podcast, one, go back and re-listen to them all.
Yeah.
Mulan is not a film that I can sit through.
Or haven't been able to sit
I've not
through.
been able to sit through it.
Keep your eyes open.
Yeah. I've tried and I've tried multiple times, but I fall asleep.
I don't know how.
It just doesn't do it for me. So what we're going to do this week is we're going to go through all of our facts because we've still got loads of facts, and I did enjoy researching the facts on this one.
Good.
Then what we're going to do is we're going to take a little break. But because this is movies, music and magic,
yes,
there's going to be a little bit of magic because we're going to go away and watch the movie. And then we're going to come back and talk about our opinions. So it's fresh.
Yes. So this will be the first, since Make My Music that we've sat and watched one together.
Yes.
But we've not done it in between.
No. And Jamie is on hand. She's got multiple things that she can hit me with, make noises with, prod me with. She will keep me awake.
My laugh alone should keep you awake.
Yes. Yeah, I have heard that this film can be funny.
Right, so Mulan. Okay, so the IMDb synopsis.
Yes.
To save her father from death in the army, a young maiden secretly goes in his place and becomes one of China's greatest heroines in the process. Yeah.
From what I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. It's an hour and 27 minutes.
Which is about an hour and 26.5 minutes too long. Carry on.
Just wait, Stephen. It's got 7.7 stars. So it's got a better star rating than Hunchback.
Okay, because Hunchback wasn't a hit for me.
No, it was not.
No.
Yeah. Me and Sophie gave it a 4 and you gave it a 2.
Yeah. I was only half as enthusiastic as you were.
Directors. So we've got Tony Bancroft and Barry Cook. I didn't recognise these names.
I think my fact about how this film was made might explain why.
Okay. Yeah, so Tony Bancroft is actually an animator. And he's animated on Mary Poppins Returns.
Okay.
Stuart Little 2.
Okay.
And Aladdin. He was Aladdin, yeah. Barry Cook, he's directed Arthur Christmas.
Okay.
Did you not like that?
No.
Oh, I love Arthur Christmas.
No, I went to the cinema to see
Did
it
you?
with friends. Yeah, when it first came out, obviously.
Oh, okay, yeah. Are we talking about the same one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, drivel, absolutely.
With the
drivel.
Santa's son.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, drivel.
Right.
1 out of 5.
Okay. Well, he is a visual effects animator. That's what he is trained in. So he did visual effects on Aladdin and Beauty and the Beast. And one of his most recent projects was Klaus. And that's another take on the Santa Claus story. That's on Netflix.
Oh, no, I've not seen that one.
I think it was Scandinavian and the animation department. I think it was Scandinavian company. Brilliant film. But then again, I like Arthur Christmas, so you probably wouldn't like it.
I do like some films, you know.
Writers. Right, now, I didn't write them all because once again, there's 32. I mean, and the funny thing is, I'm sure we said how, the Black Cauldron's got 20 odd.
Yeah.
And it's getting more and more.
Yeah.
Obviously, understanding how the process is done, it's because they do give credit to anyone who's had any input in the story at all. It doesn't matter at what point. Because, as me and Holly have recently discovered, when we did our Howard Ashman and Alan Menken podcast episode, Howard Ashman is an uncredited story draft writer for the Tina Turner movie. Because when he first came to Disney, just before he started work on Little Mermaid, he was in a he was possibly going to be working on live action projects, and that was one of them on the list of. Yeah, there you go. So the likes of, right, once again, I've sort of separated them this time. So Bernie Mattinson, again, is credited as somebody part of the story team. And he was credited, I think I've mentioned him loads in the Renaissance.
Say,
Linda Wolverton.
Beauty and the Beast?
Yeah, and Lion King.
Yeah.
So,
bless her, she did.
Joe Grant?
Yes.
Chris Williams, he goes on to work on Big Hero 6 and Moana.
Oh, well, we can't hold that against him.
Whereas the screenplay, I just put a couple of names on here. Rita Seo, she did the screenplay for Toy Story 2 and the Mighty Ducks series. Chris Sanders, now you know him.
Yeah.
He goes on to do Lilo and Stitch. Most recent, Wild Robot, which was brilliant. Best animated film of 2024, as far as I'm concerned.
Better than Moana?
Yeah. Honestly, the best. One of the best animated films in a long time.
Yeah, I do feel I've missed out by not watching that when it's on streaming. Oh.
Yeah, it's a series of books as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Chris Sanders also, he was How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Philip Lasbrook. I'm sorry if I've not pronounced that right. Pocahontas, Prince of Egypt, and El Dorado.
So he jumped ship.
He did jump ship.
Yes. Can't blame him, to be honest with you, after Mulan.
And yeah, Raymond Singer and Eugenia Bustridge Singer. Husband and wife. They were also part of the team. But there's loads of names, so they're just a handful.
So I can go a bit of background about what happened. So it's a shame we didn't have Sophie on this episode.
Oh.
Because Mulan started in the parks.
Did it?
So in the MGM studios, so Hollywood Studios.
Yeah.
Originally there was an animation studio in the park.
Yes.
With windows that you can watch things being animated.
I have heard of this, yeah.
So they did shorts and they did some extra work. You mentioned was it Barry Cook? Have I got?
Yeah, yes, the director.
So this is where he was based.
Oh, okay.
And he did extra little bits of work on like Aladdin, Lion King, like you said. This was set up in 1988.
Right.
And they'd just finished doing some work on like Roger Rabbit and things like that. Then these were kind of doing those bits in the background. However, 1993 is like a pinnacle year for Mulan. Because everything kind of came together for Mulan.
Yeah.
In Florida, Disney executives were convinced that they're going to allow this team to make their own independent animated film. So this wasn't necessarily going to be a animated classic. It could have been a straight to video. It could have been like Tinkerbell or a Goofy movie.
Oh,
that kind of thing where it sits.
That budget.
Yeah. But basically that decision was made.
Okay.
Also in 1993, Disney Feature Animation was looking into producing a film set in Asia. So they were looking at a lot of films from Chinese, Japanese culture and stories. Elsewhere in Disney, there was a children's author called Robert D. Sansushi. Suki or Sushi. I do apologize if I've said that wrong. But basically, he was helping Disney Animation to produce a direct-to-video animated film called China Doll. It was Thomas Schumacher that said, I quite like this story. Have you got any more? And he said, well, I'm actually working on a version of a legend of Fa Mu Lan. 3 separate words.
Yep.
Basically, at this point, all 3 merged together because Barry Cook, as part of the Florida team, was then said, would you like this Scottish folk tale about a dragon? Or we've got this Mulan thing.
Right.
And he basically said, well, I know about Chinese dragons and how much more important they are in China and Chinese culture. So why don't we put that dragon into the Mulan story?
Right, okay.
So basically, he merged it all in. So yeah, I was a bit... So this is the first animated film to be done by Disney outside of California.
Right, okay.
In 1994, after a lot of planning, so the story had slightly changed. Originally, it was going to be a little bit like, Mulan's been betrothed to Shang Li.
Yep.
And she didn't want to do that, so she defied her father, didn't want to marry him, cut her hair, joined the army.
Right.
Then what they decided was that, and it was one of the animators that came on, he was very much like, let's have it where she respects her father and wants to do it because of the love for her father, rather than this kind of pseudo
this
romance thing. On the back of that, they cut scenes when Mulan was a child, because when she was a child in those scenes, she was going to have a bit of a fascination with soldiers and warriors.
Okay.
Which they thought that it would give a second reason why Mulan went to go join the army. And they just wanted it to be out of love for her father.
Yeah.
Also in 1994, a group of clear animators and key people for this film went to China for 3 weeks.
Wow.
And the Great Wall of China, there was a fascination with the distance and how the flags are placed on there.
Yeah. The
landscape, a lot of the architecture, and a lot of the drawings, the classic Chinese drawings. And what they decided was to set it within the Ming dynasty.
Right, okay.
Because there's no set time period of when Mulan takes place. It's a folk story.
Yeah, but like Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much like Robin Hood.
We kind of set it with the Crusades, but there are different variations where that happens. So when they got the Ming dynasty, that's when they had quite a lot of... So when you see Chinese drawings and they've got very much a undetailed background. It's like a flick of a brush and that's the tree.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yes.
That's the kind of thing that they wanted to do with Mulan. And they also went back to those original, the Pinocchio and that kind of era, and Bambi, where they looked at the backgrounds, but the backgrounds were not to be the main focus. Once they'd kind of got that point done, they'd got the story in place. So when you've mentioned all those writers and all the other writers, it's because obviously it went round in circles quite a few times. They needed to create quite a lot of crowd scenes. So to create the 2,000 Hun soldiers, the production team created a crowd simulation software called Attila, which I think is a brilliant name.
Yeah.
Attila for the Hun. Yeah. And then at the end, for the battle, there was another kind of altered version of that software, which was called Dynasty.
Oh.
There's a few other ones that they used, but a lot of the rendering was done by the Pixar studios, which obviously at this point had done Toy Story.
Bugs Life, thinks released this same year as Mulan, so
so
we've been working on that, and that's a lot of ants.
That is the era.
Yeah.
And yeah, although there's various different things like...
Right, we're back. We've watched Mulan. I can't wait to find out what you thought, Stephen, because you stayed awake.
I did stay awake.
You stayed awake.
What were your thoughts?
I loved it.
Yeah?
I've not properly sat and watched it in a while from start to finish, and I really enjoyed it. Okay. I was smiling, I was laughing.
Yeah.
I was doing a singing along.
Yes, not as much as I thought, but yes.
I was mouthing it.
Okay.
I didn't want to spoil it for you.
No.
I'm going to give it a 5. You're looking at me
like you've just killed someone.
No, honestly, I couldn't fault it. But the reason I like it so much, I love the cast. I like the characters. I really like Mulan. I forgot how funny Mushu was. I like the songs. I know that they're only the first half of the film for good reason. And it is a powerful point because all of a sudden, the fun musical type stops as soon as, the reality hits that, oh no, they really are in a war. Like, this is not pretend. They are in a war.
Yeah.
And that's when the music stops. I grew up with like kung fu movies, action movies.
Mm-hmm.
So, and a lot of the cast as well. So I think that helps why I like it so much.
Okay.
So, yeah. Like, honestly, I couldn't fault it. And considering as well, it's from a studio that hasn't been given a lot of credit. They've done side jobs or straight to video films.
Yeah, and a few shorts.
This was their first feature length animated movie. I think they did a really good job. Right, come on, Stephen. People are dying to know what your thoughts are.
No.
No?
No.
Oh.
No. So I really wanted to sit and enjoy this time.
Okay.
I wanted to have, come back after that little break and be like, do you know what?
I don't know why you fell asleep.
I've missed something here.
Okay.
I didn't find the characters engaging enough.
Okay.
I did like Kriki. I did like him and the dynamic between him and Mushu. I thought that was really well done.
Okay.
I thought the plot sometimes dragged and then just kind of went nowhere. Okay, they're singing the song like you say, and then it stops because they've found basically the aftermath.
Yeah.
And then that's kind of it. I know there's the avalanche, which I thought was quite good, but it was too quick. Like, something should have gone wrong with...
Okay.
And then the avalanche should have been like a secondary, like plan C or D or something, because it just kind of, we don't even know what happened to the firework when it went up in the air. We just knew it was either Mushu or... And then it just got to like the emperor, and it was like, right, so this emperor has no guards. Like, none whatsoever. There was no one in that entire palace apart from him. He stepped out with no guards. Like, they've literally just thought they've won a war.
Yeah.
Like, we're not talking days after, we're probably talking a few hours after, if that. And he's like, I'm just going to go for a stroll. Invite this random dragon. Because I called that, like...
Yeah, you did.
That big dragon face in the background of Shang Li, I was like, what did I say? It was like...
something's not right there.
Highly suspicious dragon in the background. And then it ended with fireworks. I don't know. It just didn't do it for me. There was... some of the animation was really good. Some of the animation was really bad. Like, almost from the beginning. That first guy who came up, who was on the Wall of China, his animation on his face, awful. The Emperor, no, that was Hanna-Barbera for me. I was expecting Scooby-Doo to turn up. And then the big giant dragon thing behind him, and I was like, it's Scooby-Doo, honestly. If I'm not going to get a, oh
God, Stephen!
And... although the humour was fine, I think it overpowered a lot of the moments.
Okay.
And I mean a lot. And some of it was... I like silly humour. But some of it was just too silly. There were certain noises that just didn't need to be there. It stopped making it fun, and it took away some of the impactfulness of things. Because there was just jokes throughout. And...
but do you not think they did that so that it wasn't too heavy for kids?
In a way, but like for me, the bit where the avalanche and they've got the arrow and the arrow disappears out of his hand, I think the comedy kind of diluted the drama.
Mm-hmm.
That should have been a scramble. It still could have been funny. They could have had a one-liner in there, but it should have been a scramble to get that. So rather than just being fools, they did what they could. And then he just stood there going, "Oh, they're all going to die. It's worthless. The end of it all." And then the arrow lands in the hand. Again, what it should have done is landed in front of him, into the rock, stopped what he's saying, and then they all should have grabbed it. Because having it too silly, it just takes away some of the danger, some of the excitement.
Okay.
It just didn't. So, for what seemed like a good story, and I get why people like the story. I get why they like Mushu. I just don't get why they like this film.
Oh.
So I don't know where you got your 5 from, but it's a 2 from me.
Oh, again, another 2.
Yeah, and so much so that I think I enjoyed Hunchback more.
Wow.
I didn't want to give this a 1 because I thought that would be...
But you thought about it.
But I had to convince myself to give it a 2. It felt like... So you know when you have like a really good horror film and it's dark and it's scary, and then they do a sequel and it's funnier but bigger and better, and then they do a third which is pure humour, stupidity with some scary background bits thrown into it. That's what it felt like. This was Seed of Chucky. That's what
I have not seen Seed of Chucky.
Oh, okay. It's better than Mulan.
I don't believe you.
I can't think of any other... The Freddy Krueger films. The first one, Nightmare on Elm Street, scary. The second one is...
I don't enjoy horror movies, so you're picking the wrong...
I'm trying to think of...
You're not going to persuade me to change my 5. And looks like I'm not going to persuade you to change your 2.
No. I mean, literally, I think I have to be fair. And although I didn't mind the music, and although I didn't mind the humour when it wasn't overpowering things, there was a bit at the end where Mushu kind of sets the bird on fire and it becomes a roast chicken.
Yeah.
Fine. What I didn't like was the noise that kept happening. That was a scary bird.
Yeah.
And by making it stupid, it took away the scariness of that character instantly. It wasn't... That character was no longer a threat at all, whatsoever.
Yeah. But you've got to remember, it's for kids, not for adults.
It is for kids, but when I look back at all the other ones, you could say, well, Sebastian and Scuttle are humorous characters. Lumiere and Cogsworth, Timon and Pumbaa.
Yeah, Abu and the Magic Carpet.
Yeah, but that humour is very confined to them. Whereas you wouldn't necessarily say that Ariel is funny, or you wouldn't say that Eric or the King Triton or Flotsam and Jetsam, or you wouldn't say any of them are funny. No. You might not even say that Ursula's funny. She's camp.
Yeah.
But the humour is contained to Sebastian, Scuttle, and to Flounder.
Yeah, it was in this as well.
No, you had...
Oh, because we had the soldiers.
There was so much. And even when Mulan was doing certain things, there were certain noises that made her character kind of funny. And then it was the grandma, and then the matchmaker, and then it's like the turkey thing, and then it was just constant. There was too much humour
for you
for that type of story, and it undermined it.
Okay.
Yeah. That amount of humour, I think, should happen in a Winnie the Pooh film.
Right.
But this wasn't a Winnie the Pooh film.
I mean,
And I really did try and sit and watch it. I really, really did.
Yeah, you kept your eyes open.
I kept my
you didn't
eyes
fall
open.
asleep this time.
I don't even know where my phone is, let alone
No,
go
I
on
don't.
it. And I mean, I had a cat round me.
I know.
And I didn't stop to play with the cat. I just watched.
Well, there you go, listeners.
So, yeah.
He's finally watched Mulan properly.
All the way through.
But it's still not.
It's still a no.
Yeah, it's still a low score for Stephen.
I did try and think of what my new synopsis would be, and unfortunately, I didn't get one. I was too concentrated on the film.
Okay.
So yeah, unfortunately, I didn't get a replacement one. Like, I tried. I really did.
No, you did. You were focused on staying awake.
Yeah.
So
shouldn't have bothered. But yeah. The only other one I haven't watched all the way through is Strange World. I've only seen clips of that.
Oh.
And because we were doing the podcast, you see, so I was
no, I'll wait.
That'll be a good one for us to. So that's the only other one. And The Wild, I have sat through and watched it, but I don't think that's anything to be.
I've only ever seen it once.
Yeah, I've put it on a few times.
That was when it first came out.
I have tried to put it on a few times, and I have watched it once, but I think I was distracted because apart from there being crates in the water, which may be Madagascar, I don't know. Can't tell you anything else in that film. In which case, I really enjoyed Madagascar.
Okay.
So,
as far as I'm aware, in the wild, they don't leave the city.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so it
was Madagascar.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's it. We've done Mulan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you glad Mulan's been gone?
I am. I was looking forward to it in the sense that this was a new Disney film from the era. I do really like 2D animation, so I was quite happy that we get to watch another 2D film
and hand drawn.
Yeah, and with obviously friends liking it.
Yes.
And you sitting with you and doing it, and it was nice in that sense, but I can't help but feel that if we'd have done this for Wish, or Frozen, or even a different kind of princess film, like one that we'd only seen, like I don't know, I think I'd have been more bothered.
Okay.
And yeah, it feels like a wasted opportunity all round. The film is sitting and watching a Disney film. People talking to me about this film. People saying how good the film is, how good the music is. No, I'm sorry.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, there you go, folks. We weren't able to change his mind. So it was a big fat 2 from Stephen.
Yeah. It went from a 1 to a 2.
Okay.
So there's that.
Oh, God.
But it's almost like, someone saying, you scored over 20%, but it was like 20.0001.
To be fair, I gave Jungle Book a 2, so.
Yeah, I enjoyed Jungle Book more than this.
Okay. There you have it. Well, listeners, thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Jamie and Stephen Show.
Let's talk movies, music, and magic.
That's right, Stephen.
without it written down in front of me. I don't know where my pad went either.
Well done. You remembered.
Yeah.
We hope you enjoyed the insights and discussions that we had, and the new change. Changing it up.
Yeah.
With us doing the facts first, and then going and watching the film.
Yeah.
Coming back and then revealing our thoughts.
Yes.
I don't know if we're going to do that for every film.
No, I think this was good for this film.
Yeah. We might do it again with another...
Do you know what? Neither of us really remember The Wild.
Should we do it for that?
Maybe we should grab some pizza and do that.
I think we need alcohol as well, to be honest.
Well, wasn't going to say it.
Yeah, I'll definitely be bringing a bottle of wine.
Yes.
Right. If you liked what you listened to, don't forget to subscribe to our podcast. Leave a review wherever you listen. So if it's Apple, Spotify, you can also follow us on Threads, Instagram, Blue Sky.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you can listen to the podcast on YouTube as well. And get in touch with us via email, the Jamie and Stephen Show at outlook.com. Yes. Right, I think I'm going to go home.
Okay. Yeah, now you've put that on and made me watch it. I think you should go home. Don't let the door hit you on the way out.